Hey, everybody, and welcome to Ask Dear Abby, a podcast where we uncover what ails our animal friends and offer some top-notch animal advice from our delightful doe, Abby.
Well, thank you for that introduction. And of course, this all isn't possible without you, Hopper, our faithful showrunner. Wow, Hoppy, I can't believe that we are finally kicking off our second season.
Yeah, it feels like it's been forever. What have you been doing over the past month, Abby?
Well, Hoppy, let me just say that not having animal callers to give advice to has been challenging. I've been giving advice to just about any animal I've seen this past month. For instance, last week, I was so desperate to offer some advice to our friend Hermie the hermit crab that I didn't even realize that he had moved and I was just talking to an empty shell.
Sounds like it's been a shell of a month.
Hopper! Oh, shell. Yes, indeed. So, Hoppy, how have you spent the last month?
Well, Abs, interestingly enough, I used last month to pick up a new hobby.
Hoppy has a hobby?
Yeah, I was listening to our past episodes from Season 1 about Ellie and jumping rope and decided to sign up for a gym membership at Hoppin' Fitness. It's kind of like a boxing gym with punching bags, jump ropes, and a big boxing ring. It's pretty cool.
Whoa, Hoppy, you started working out? I'm so proud. As we learned from your mother Gigi last month, here's our natural-born athletes.
I never thought about it that way, but now that you mention it, it does feel like the right thing for me. See, this is why you get me, and why you're so good at helping others better understand the natural talents that they possess.
Well, Hopscotch, I'm glad that you had a good month, and I'm even more glad that we're together again to help more animals. Now, I figured we'd get started with some fun animal fast facts before we dive into today's episode.
It's Hopper. But yeah, that sounds good.
Well, Hopper, for one, did you know that the platypus has no stomach?
Now that is a hard fact to stomach.
You got that right, Hop. Instead of a separate pouch where food collects, the platypus's esophagus is directly connected to its intestine.
The platypus's esophagus is connected to the intestine. Whew, that's a mouthful to sing.
We'll workshop those lyrics during the commercial break, Hoppy. Here's another fun fact for you. The anglerfish is a type of fish that lives deep in the ocean where there is no light. It has a light that comes off the front of its head, which acts like a fishing lure.
Anglerfish, huh? Kinda sounds like an obtuse-looking fish.
Aw, I think they look cute.
I think you're on the right angle with that pun, Ab.
Ooh, that's the most puns we've ever done in a row.
Yeah, you kinda shipwrecked it, Abby.
Still the pun master, Hop.
I'll take it. But you did give me a run for my money. Those were some great animal fast facts, Abby. Now, I've been getting calls left and right about all the fun things that our friends have been up to this past month. I think it's time for the neighborhood news.
Let's hear it, Hop.
Last week, our friend Sylvia Snail started a new line of essential oil perfumes, which she calls Escargot No. 4.
Ooh, because of her 4 noses.
Right on the nose with that one, Abs.
Maybe we can get her to do a commercial for her perfume on our show sometime.
Now that sounds like a good idea. I'll set it up. In other news, Xander Zebra has been heading out onto the field every day to practice his field goal kicks in preparation for his final college championship game.
Oh man, you go, Xander. Do the sports.
Oh, Abby, we need to work more on your sports lingo. Well, I guess that does it for the neighborhood news. And it looks like we've got a couple of new Season 2 callers who'd like to hear some helpful news on their daily blues.
Oh, I've missed this so much. I love lending a helping hoof to those in need. So, who are we speaking to first?
Our first caller is Reginald. He's a songbird that's having a bit of an artistic block because he hasn't been able to meet up with his singing group since quarantine.
Hello, Reginald. If you've got a problem, just stop on by and I'll say hi at Ask Dear Abby. That's me.
Hello, Abby. Well, hello, Abby. It's so nice for you to help me with my slump.
Ooh, I love singing. You're sounding swell, Reggie. I can tell, Reggie. You've been singing and been bringing cheer to everyone.
Is it gonna be like this the whole call?
Not exactly, but sometimes a songbird can't help but sing.
Well, you sound wonderful, Reginald. What kind of songbird are you?
I'm a wren lass, and I'm having trouble singing with my acapella group via the interwebs.
Ooh, you're in an acapella group? So am I. My group is called the Do Re Mi's. What's yours called?
We're called the Gentleman's Rendition.
That's so cool. We should totally get our acapella groups together sometime once the pandemic is over. What are some of your favorite songs? Do you like...
Hey, Abs. Sorry to interrupt this musical extravaganza, but I think our friend Reginald here was looking for some advice.
Yes, you're right, Hoppy. I suppose I'm a little rusty after a month of being away. So, Reginald, you were saying that because of the pandemic, you haven't been able to sing with the Gentleman's Rendition. I'm sorry to hear that. This has certainly been a challenging time in our world where everyone's daily lives have changed quite drastically. I can definitely imagine that as a songbird, you might be feeling artistically stifled.
You've got that right, lass. We male songbirds can sing up to 2,000 times a day. Singing is a crucial part of who we are. We have a specialized voice box called a syrinx, which makes us vocal gymnasts, you might say.
That's right, Reginald. In fact, singing is a fundamental part of how wrens attract mates and also protect themselves. Male wrens can sing 9 to 11 times per minute during mating season. Wrens also make a variety of distinct calls or sounds like chatters, rattles, and also scolds in response to large animals that might be predators.
Aye, indeed. I think what's been hardest for me, though, honestly, is that singing just brings me so much joy. Without my a cappella group, I haven't been able to find that creative expression that I love so much.
Yes, I can understand that, Reginald. And I can imagine that trying to meet with your a cappella group over the internet with things like Squawk isn't the same as meeting in person.
Yes. My internet connection is spotty, and trying to sing with them online always turns into a garbled mess. When it's a mess all the way.
You can't sing with your pals and you're filled with dismay. Hey, I see what you did there. Good one, Reggie.
Just helping you let your inner songbird soar, Hopper.
Well, Reginald, I know that for me personally, this pandemic has, in a way, forced me to find other creative outlets. At first, I too was sad that I couldn't sing with the Do Re Mi's in person, but then I started to explore other artistic ventures that I'd always been interested in, but never had the time for. For example, for the first time ever, I started doing some songwriting on my own. It was surprisingly heartwarming to sit at my piano and see what I could come up with. Reginald, have you ever tried creating your own music? Maybe do a solo project?
Well, I've never seen myself as a solo artist. Honestly, I don't know that I'm talented enough to make music without the Gentleman's Rendition.
I think you'd be surprised, Reginald, especially because, when it comes down to it, creating art is really about what makes you happy. We shouldn't worry about creating music that other people will like. You should only focus on making music that you like.
Well, I feel most happy when I'm singing. Perhaps I could write a song about singing a song. Does that sound weird?
Doesn't sound weird to me at all. In fact, before our show, Abby was singing a little sample of her new song about giving advice to animals.
That's right, Hoppy. And who knows if my new song will be a hit, but the important thing is that writing it brought me joy.
Ooh, I just thought of something. How's this? I've got joy in singing and music that's ringing inside of my little bird heart. But here's to the wrens who sing, happiest birds that bring joy to the folks that love sounds from us birds above.
Reginald, that was beautiful. You've got two huge fans here. Hoppy and I can't wait to hear the completed song.
He's looking at you, Reginald. Keep doing those things that bring you joy. Well, Abby, it's time to hop on over to our next caller. She's a little puppy named Rosie who is missing her friends a lot because of the pandemic.
Hello, Rosie. If you've got a problem, just stop on by and I'll say hi and ask, Dear Abby, that's me.
Hi.
Hi, Rosie. How are you?
Hi. I'm so excited to talk to someone. I've been so lonely. How are you? Will you be my friend? Want to play fetch? What's your favorite game? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite
Whoa, slow down, Pop. Well, aren't you just a little ball of energy?
ball? Where? I'll go get it.
Wait, hold on there, Rosie. There's no ball. Sorry for the confusion. We are so excited to talk with you too, Rosie. We love making new friends.
Friends? I love friends. New friends. Yay!
Yes, Rosie, we would love to be your friends. Now, you mentioned that you've been lonely. I'm so sorry to hear that. This has certainly been a challenging time. With quarantining and virtual classes, you probably haven't been able to socialize a whole lot. Is that correct?
Yes. Don't get me wrong. I love my family. They're the best. But I love making new friends, and I haven't been able to. What's that? Is somebody at the door? Oop, gotta go see. Might be new friends. Be right back.
I'm confused. Is she calling us for help or just to talk to us?
Maybe both, honestly, and that's more than okay. Sometimes, especially during challenging times like this, we just need to talk to someone.
Not a new friend. Just a squirrel. Squirrels don't like me. I chase them. Can't help it. I want to play. They don't.
Uh-huh. Well, Rosie, we are so glad that you called us, and we would certainly love to help you connect with some friends. Now, out of curiosity, what breed of dog are you, Rosie?
Well, my hair is golden, so there's that. And I like to fetch things and bring them back to my friends. That's all I got. Is that enough?
Well, Rosie, not only is your hair golden, but you also seem to have a heart of gold. I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that you are a golden retriever.
Nice catch, Abs. Get it because...
I'm a retriever! Such a funny joke, Hopper!
I mean, it wasn't that funny, but I'll take it.
Yes, when it comes to puns, Hoppy is the mastiff. Now, Rosie, I bet that quarantining during the pandemic has been extra challenging for you, with you being a golden retriever. See, golden retrievers are one of the most personable breeds of dog. They are always eager to please and socialize with everyone, both animals and humans alike. Golden retrievers also have very calm temperaments or personalities, which makes them such good friends.
That makes sense to me. I've always been told I get along well with everyone, but how can I stay connected to them if I can't play with them in person? My puppy school is all online now, and it's just not the same staring at friends through a screen. I get so bored and restless, and I just want to play fetch and chase squirrels and just be friends.
I wonder. Rosie, you mentioned that your school is all online now. Have you been doing anything to stay connected with your classmates outside of online schooling?
Like what? How can I connect with my friends if we aren't in the same room?
Well, Rosie, have you tried Puppy Pals?
Puppy what?
Puppy Pals is a great way to keep in touch with friends. It's kind of like having a pen pal. You would pick a friend that you miss, and you would send things to them in the mail, like a paw print. And then that friend would mail something back to you. This way, you can consistently check in with your friends, whether they are near or far.
Whoa, that sounds like a lot of fun. I wonder if Jasper would be my puppy pal. He was always one of my best puppy buddies, and I sure do miss him. It'd be nice to hear about what he's been up to. Oh, I could even send him a new tennis ball in the mail. I remember that he likes those.
There you go, Rosie. See, even though it's ideal to spend time with friends in person, there are always other ways to stay connected.
Agreed. I've even enjoyed playing a bunch of games online with my animal amigos. Perhaps you and your puppy pals can even set up a day on the weekend to play a few games or stream a favorite movie.
I don't know. Sounds kind of sus. Just kidding. That sounds like a blast.
Well, Rosie, I'm glad you've got some ideas now for how to keep socializing. One last thing I wanted to say before you go. You mentioned that you've been struggling with feeling restless. I wanted to share something that's been helping me personally with my anxiety and restlessness during these hard times. Rosie, have you ever tried yoga?
OMG, I love yogurt. I eat it all the time, but it does make me a bit gassy.
Actually, I meant yoga. Yoga is an amazing form of exercise that's all about finding inner peace. Yoga involves a lot of deep breathing to steady yourself, and it requires a lot of strength and focus. We have a friend named Gandalf who has his own yoga streaming channel called Downward Dog Yoga. I've been able to watch his videos right from my home and do yoga whenever I want. Does yoga interest you at all, Rosie?
I'm down to try it. Thanks for all the advice, Abby.
Hey, I said the thing about the games and stuff.
Oh, right. Forgot for a second. That squirrel was giving me a weird look and I got distracted. Thanks, Hopper.
You're welcome. Thanks again, Rosie, and don't forget to take care of yourself.
Will do. Gotta go. The mailman will be here any second. Bye, friends.
Bye, Rosie.
So what's it gonna be, Abby? Are we writing a new song during the commercial break or playing a rousing game of...
Song!
Song it is. Perhaps we can write a song about commercial breaks.
Ooh, how's this? We'll be back in a flash after these messages.
Oh, time for leftovers. Oh, come on! You're killing me here!
Rodney, buddy, you okay? Don't die. Are you hurt?
Felix, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just frustrated is all.
What you frustrated for? Did Mr. Williams not toss out those Bavarian creams like you like?
He probably did, but I'll never know for sure because Williams threw out his trash in one of those fancy new garbage bags.
Oh yeah, I seen those on the corner of 5th and Arnold Street. They're called garbage bags because every human who's got 'em won't stop talking about 'em. They're also impenetrable, which means those fancy chompers of yours, they won't do diddly squat.
I already figured that out a second ago. Normally I can tell when he's thrown out those pastrami sandwiches because the odor is so present. But for some reason I ain't smelling nothing.
Yeah, unfortunately for us, garbage bags also are protected with a smell-resistant liner, making it impossible for us to sniff out our meals.
Well, I guess we'll have to try another bin. You win, Mr. Williams. Enjoy your garbage bags.
G'day everyone, Ruth's my name and hoppin' is my game. You know where I go when I need to get me jumping legs in shape? I go to Hoppin' Fitness. It's a really neat place with loads of amenities like a pool, a boxing ring, spa, and a massive bouncing area filled top to bottom with trampolines. It's perfect for a kangaroo like me or a little bunny like my friend Hopper. Whether you're a novice Nancy or a professional Pete, give it a go. And if you sign up today for a membership and use the code HOPPINRUTH, you'll get your first month free of charge. Hoppin' Fitness. Be hoppy, be healthy.
And we're back, and I hope y'all are still listening with those rabbit ears of yours. As some of you know, and for those of you who don't, this is the part of the show where we bring in some furry, flying, fantastic animal friends of ours to answer your animal inquiries.
We've been asking all of you at home to send us your questions about a certain animal topic. Today's topic is bats. Take it away, Hop.
This week's question comes to us from Caleb. He writes, I was thinking of being a vampire for Halloween this year because they're so cool. Do all bats turn into vampires? Also, do bats really drink blood?
Wow, Caleb, thank you for those great questions. Also, great job planning so far ahead for Halloween. I always wait until the last minute to plan my costume, and I have yet to win a costume contest.
Yeah, I usually decide to go as the Easter Bunny because, well, it's an easy costume for me.
And somehow Hoppy always wins best costume. Anywho, I think we are going to need to defer to an animal expert for these excellent questions. So, without further ado, let's meet him.
Calling in from the tropical region of Panama, our positively batty friend, Count Damien.
Hello, my friends. Happy to be speaking with you this evening.
Hello, Damien. So glad that you are joining us this morning for our show.
Oh, right, sorry. Bats normally sleep during day and are awake at night, so I got my times mixed up.
Totally relate to that, my dude.
That's right, Damien, because vampire bats are nocturnal. You are indeed a vampire bat, correct?
Da. I am a vampire bat, but not actual vampire from television like little Caleb wants me to be for the Halloween.
Yes. That brings us to Caleb's first question. Can you tell us a little more about that, Damien? Have you ever turned into a vampire? Do any bats turn into vampires?
Oh, it is very hard for me to be turning into the vampire when I already am vampire, but no, not a better vampire. Is that answer to question?
Sorry, let me rephrase that. You see, for a long time there's been myths about a monster called a vampire, which is this being that would roam the world at night. Myths about vampires began as far back as the medieval period.
Oh, yes, I see a movie about pretty sparkly-faced teenage vampire human, and while that may be entertaining to some, those vampire people are not bits.
I see. So it sounds like vampire bats are always just that. Bats.
Well, I think we are more than just bits. We have lots of interesting traits that make us stand out, even in the darkest of nights. Just playing.
Ooh, yes, I would love to talk about that a little more. I know that especially because of mythological vampires, vampire bats tend to be feared and misunderstood. Can you tell us a little bit more about your diet? Is it true that vampire bats drink blood?
While it is true we drink blood, it's actually not as scary as you might think. We glide through sky like stealthy agents of the night to find food. We need the blood of other animals to survive, but don't be alarmed, little doe. We normally feed on sleeping animals like cows, pigs, and horses, and it doesn't even faze them. Think of us like big mosquito, but like bit mosquito.
So you're saying that your feeding doesn't even hurt the animals?
That is correct. And that whole "I want to suck your blood" nonsense, like in every vampire movie, yeah, that's not true. We have very sharp teeth that we use to make a very small cut, barely noticeable.
Wow, Damien, that's fascinating. Now, to answer Caleb's other question, do all bats drink blood, as vampire bats do?
Ew, gross.
Is somebody else on the line with you, Damien?
Priscilla, what I say about you listening to conversation from other phone?
Oops, I did it again.
Why, hello there, Priscilla. Happy to have you joining us.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us.
Priscilla, how do you and Damien know each other?
Sorry. Let me introduce my beautiful love, Priscilla. Priscilla is my wife and my life, you see.
Aw, that's adorable. Priscilla, are you also a vampire bat?
Ew, no. Don't get me wrong, I totally love my hubs, Damien, but I don't drink blood. I'm a neotropical fruit bat. I like fruit. That's why I'm called a fruit bat.
A fruit bat, that's amazing.
What kind of fruit do you like, Priscilla?
I like mangoes and avocados, and I like bananas.
This bat is bananas. B-A-N-A-N.
I'm gonna stop you right there, little bunny foo-foo, because that song is ridiculous and I love it. But yeah, we neotropical fruit bats are primarily frugivorous. But we also eat pollen and nectar and insects.
Honey, they not know the big word you use.
Sorry, frugivorous means fruit eater, but my little Batman is a carnivore, which means meat eater. You know what they say, opposites attract. I'm so lucky.
Well, thanks for frugivering us that new bat fact and for sharing that new vocab word with the listeners of the world.
You are most welcome, but before we fly off this call, I'd like to make a little bat PSA, because bats are so important for the environment. Without bats, insects would take over the planet and some plants would die.
Duh. We bats may look scary, but fear not, because the world needs bats.
Well, Damien and Priscilla, thank you both for hanging out with us today.
You already made that joke.
Oops, he did it again.
Hey, didn't you make that joke earlier?
Okay, bye.
You heard her, right? She made that same joke and...
It's okay, Hopper. I appreciate your jokes no matter how many times you repeat them. Our topic for next week's episode of Ask Dear Abby is butterflies. You can go to www.askdearabby.com to submit your questions.
Well, that concludes our episode of Ask Dear Abby. But before we go, Abby would like to give you, the listeners, a few words of wisdom. Take it away, Abs.
Thanks, Hop. We sure did learn an awful lot today. In the spirit of our new friends, Reginald, Rosie, Damien, and Priscilla, let me leave you all with this. Sometimes you might feel like my loneliness is killing me. But I want you to know that you can easily turn that negativity into something positive by simply reaching out to your friends, family, and neighbors. They might be feeling lonely too and could use a friendly hello, or if you're like Rosie, a paw print. I also understand that during this time, we might feel stifled creatively, but I would take that roadblock and turn it into a work of art. If you're a singer like our friend Reggie, try expressing yourself in other artistic endeavors and connect with fellow artists in your community to make a virtual masterpiece. As we learned from our beautiful bat buddies, just because something is depicted a certain way in films and television doesn't mean we know the whole story. In fact, sometimes the animals that look the scariest are actually the most helpful in keeping our planet happy and healthy. Thank you for joining us for the beginning of Season 2. And as always, if you've got a problem, just stop on by and I'll say hi and ask Dear Abby. Bye-bye now.